Hello, RoahmMythril here once again, getting back to Imperishable Night. We finished the main run through the game, so now it's time for some extra material. Starting with alternate versions of a couple of stages we played in the main run. We'll be doing this in practice mode, just for convenience's sake. So first up we'll be playing Stage 4 Powerful. I ran a poll on my site to see which team people would rather see me take through this one, either the Illusionary Border team or Netherworld Dwellers. In what turned out to be a very close vote, the Netherworld Dwellers won, so we'll be going through this with Yomu and Yuyuko. It was actually pointed out to me that once you finish the game as a team, they can play either version of Stage 4, but they don't get any special dialogue for playing the version of the stage they wouldn't normally play, so we'll just do it this way. So Yomu and Yuyuko are a kind of interesting team. The main gimmick is that Yomu, being a half-ghost, only has to get to 50% of her meter to have full alignment as a human. Good for time pickup purposes. Her half-ghost form also gives her a strange familiar that basically fires behind wherever you're moving. So it can be used if you just hold down to really layer on the shots, but it can be a little bit awkward to set up quite the way you want. I always have a problem getting her set up right, thus. Yuyuko, on the other hand, is a lot more straightforward, just firing a spread of butterfly shots. From what I gather, they're fairly weak, but they have a really good spread. Like, for instance, they don't seem to take things down quite as fast as Sakiya's knives. And yes, I found out I was pronouncing her name wrong the whole time. I'm just not really good at Japanese pronunciations, as has been explored in previous games I've played. So yeah, we're getting close to who we're actually going to be fighting in Stage 4 Powerful here. It's a bit different than what we've faced before. Stop or I'll shoot. Never mind, shoot and I'll move. Wait, I just moved. What? How unexpected meeting you in such a place. Ah well, I'm not doing much, just hunting disturbing yokai as usual. Disturbing, you say? So you know who's behind all of this? Only fools couldn't figure it out. Of course I know. Who else could it be when you two are flying around with such dazzling ki? I got bored of staring at tonight's moon. Tomorrow's the Harvest Moon Festival. Oh, you only understand a little bit. We're the ones who froze the night, but... You don't think I know that already? That's why I came out to kick your butts. Black-clothed one, don't you sense anything wrong with the moon behind you? Didn't I already say so? It's boring me. You have to face reality here. Every moment we waste arguing, the corrupt moon sinks lower in the sky. How can we leave things like this when the entire world's in serious trouble? Eh? An endless night will cause far more trouble for sure. For instance, the bamboo here will grow eternally if the night lasts too long. It might even reach the moon. The tallest trees catch the most wind. And speaking of catching, weren't you going to move? Oh, I'll move all right. I'll keep moving till I see the dawn. So the Ghost and the Border teams, instead of Reimu, they have to fight Marisa Kirisame, another main protagonist of the series. Her shots are rather tricky to get around. They follow some interesting patterns. And they're very dazzlingly pretty. I think that's one of my big problems with Toho games. It's not in my nature to dodge something colorful and shiny. The larger stars have some kind of strange hitboxes to them. They're not quite as big as they look like they'd be. Another trick to this team is, much like how things were with the Scarlet Devil team in resetting Remilia's familiars, by quickly switching to Yuyuko and then back to Yomu, you can reset the position of her half-ghost to try and position it somewhere a little better to layer on shots if it's just taking too long to get where you want it to go. Whoa, so many stars. The problem with Marisa's familiars is they seem a bit more resilient than a lot of them, so it can be hard to actually take them down from my experiences. As such, a lot of times it just seems better to ignore them from what I've seen. Lady Yukiko, she's running away. Shall we pursue? I don't see why not. Our goal is in this direction, too. And so it's time for the second half of the stage. Yeah, Marisa hasn't shown anything close to her full power yet, and already she's actually taken me down, what, twice? Yeah, both the protagonists are tricky in their own way to get past. Stage 4 is definitely where the game just really wants to take you down. The bombs on this team are kind of weird. Youmuu's is very focused from what I've seen, and so you're not quite as likely to take down as much as you'd really like to with a bomb using her, unless things just happen to be positioned just right. Yuyuko's bomb, on the other hand, sends a swirling stream of butterflies around. It has decent clearance around the screen, but again, I don't think it's all that powerful overall. It's mainly great for sweeping away bullets. But then I suppose with a bomb that's what you really want to happen anyway. Okay, you shot, I moved. Now let's start the real battle. You still want to fight? Do you honestly think you're a match for us? Well, there's two of you, so I get 2 tries. I love Marisa. She's always entertaining. She's also known somewhat as a bit of a thief in canon, including stealing spell cards from other characters. Non-directional laser is one that I believe she took from Patchouli. She puts her own spin on it with these streams of stars going through it, which makes it a bit more nerve-wracking, in fact. But we got through it. It's just so entrancingly colorful. Marisa's spell cards are really fun to watch. Some of my absolute favorites just for how colorful and pretty they are. Almost. There we go. And now perhaps one of the most well-known spell cards in the series, it's Master Spark. Definitely want to be out of the way of that laser. Yeah, there's Yuyuko's spell card. It has some good screen coverage. Earthlight Ray. Yeah, this one's a bit of a pain. More lasers to watch out for. And also this constant stream of stars coming your way to make it even harder to dodge those lasers. But we've made it. Milady, we've wasted so much time. There's no such thing as wasted time for a ghost. Everything is going as planned. Crap, what on earth are you guys doing? A moment lasts forever. An eternity passes in an instant. The time we spent here was inevitable. Huh? Look, there's a giant mansion in the middle of the bamboo forest. Youmuuu, didn't I say that only fools wouldn't be able to figure it out? Inside that place is the dragon dish I've been searching for. Yeah, Yuyuko's story is very strange, and she seems to be treating the whole thing as an all-you-can-eat buffet. Strange thing, man. Very, very strange thing. But anyway, that was Stage 4 Powerful. So we'll be back with the other stage I want to show off for now. So, back in a moment. And so we're back with the Scarlet Devil team for Stage Final A. If it happens to be your first time through the game as any particular team, or if you happen to use a continue during the first 5 stages, you're not given a choice at the end of Stage 5. You're forced to go down this ending path, which leads to the normal ending. So, let's give it a shot. starts a lot like Final B, with one rather problematic bunny and a lot of Danmaku heading your way. Just try and get through all this without having to use a panic bomb right at the start of the stage, and I'll be happy. Final, the orb in the night sky hiding the princess. So once again we have the waves of death bunnies here, and their shots are a lot trickier to dodge than they were in Final B, oddly enough. They've got these swirling patterns to them instead of just going straight down and leaving you with safe tunnels to fly through. For more point pickups, you apparently want to keep the familiars alive if you can, but that does mean more shots to have to deal with. Which can be a rather terrifying prospect. And it's Eirin. Ha ha ha! You're following me most obediently. Hey, is there no end to this? We've gone so far, but the end of this corridor still can't be seen. And so we have to fight Eirin. This part of the fight is pretty close to how it was during the mid-boss fight back in Final B. In fact, it might actually be the same. Though I think this spell card is different. You still want to get in the center of it. But it actually feels a little more straightforward than Galaxy in a Pot did. And once again, we're given a bomb for defeating Eirin. Looks like we've passed through the corridor, but where is she? That's enough. Haven't you noticed after coming so far? We've been tricked, Sakuya. This isn't the moon. Certainly, it's a little on the large side. Well, it's because we're closer to it, I guess. Yes, you've come down this corridor to a counterfeit moon. The full moon is the key linking the Earth and the moon. If that link is destroyed, nothing can come or go between the Earth and the moon. See, everyone's deceived by the illusion, just like you. Ah, it's an illusion. I wonder if that absurdly long corridor was also an illusion. It seems like an illusion. With such a long corridor, no cleaning mop would stand a chance. Well, I guess you'd need a wet rag, not a mop. That would give you a backache, though. What a pointless thing to worry about. It's an illusion. An illusion! Anyway, what's the point of this huge charm? Nobody's trying to go to the moon. There are many fools headed for the moon outside of Gensokyo, though. However, all I intended was to keep the princess from being hunted. If dawn comes, with things as they are, nobody will come from the moon anymore. Ah, that's why we saw nothing but rabbits. They were moon rabbits. No, most of them were caught on the Earth. Only Raisin, who you just saw now, is a true moon rabbit. It doesn't matter. Our purpose is finding the one who stole the full moon. The reason they did is unimportant. The whole reason why we came here was to find the criminal and beat them up. Sakuya, you mustn't go easy on this one. I haven't gone easy on anyone so far. So you're fighting to the death? I won't die. You're very composed. The reason I lured you out here was so I could amuse myself as much as I wanted. Don't worry, I'll give you back your full moon in the morning. Now we only need to play here till we see the dawn. That's a relief, my lady. The moon will be restored whether we win or lose. Are you going soft? We must make her pay for her disrespect toward me, or my reputation in Gensokyo will suffer. The full moon doesn't matter to me anymore. What a brat. There's no way little children like you can stand against an eternal being like me. Your history of Scarlet, divided by my history, the result is 0. To an eternal one such as I, your existence is merely an instant. Well, my lady, we should respect the elderly. You're the youngest among us. Also, it was you who stopped the night, yes? You might incur the wrath of the princess for doing that. Well, respect me as much as you want, Sakuya. And they aren't listening. That's why youngsters these days are bothersome. I think you'll find this medicinal barrage more important than your chatter. And so we have to really fight Eirin now. She's going to use all her power against us. And she can be quite tricky to get past. A bit of a panic-induced bomb there. A lot of her shots tend to close you in very quickly. Case in point. Laser cage. Laser shots like this do give you a very slight warning. You can sneak past them before they fully form. I'm not sure if it was one of her shots or the lasers that got me there. Bit of earth shaking there. This is a rather strange bullet pattern. But then a lot of hers are. They're pretty interesting, though. And I like the whole red and blue motif she has going. Game of Life. I think part of this is supposed to be based on that weird life simulation game thing that was popular on a lot of older computers. I never really understood what the heck that thing was doing, though. Yee. More earth shaking. And a lot of giant bullets. I'm gonna try and be better about resetting my familiars here, because I know I panicked a lot in the main LP and kept forgetting to do that. It's so hard to tell when a bullet that size is actually going to hit you. Their hitbox is so weird. Okay, now this one is a bit of an interesting spell card. You're not dodging those bullets. You have to sneak around with them. And worry about the barrage coming your way along with it. It switches directions every use of it, so you have to be ready for that. I'm not sure if you can actually destroy the familiar causing all that. It might be a little too tough. I have these strange, slightly elongated bullets. Kind of look like pills. She is a pharmacist, after all. Here's her main card, Apollo 13. And it just looks so pretty. A lot of shots to worry about in this, though. And that's proof that you can still use a panic bomb even if you only have one bomb. I think you just have a little less time to actually do it. Now, this particular card, you want to get rid of as many of these familiars as you can, before things get out of hand. Eirin's shots, anytime they go through the familiars, cause more bullets to be fired. And so, this can very, very quickly get out of hand. It's a very overwhelming card. I think some teams are better suited to this than others. Sakia, at the very least, has a decent spread going for her to start taking things out. It does tend to be one of Eirin's trickier cards to get through, though. Just because of the sheer overwhelming number of bullets that end up on screen during this. That, and it's another of those that has a lot of health behind it. I don't think she can regenerate the familiars, so if you've taken out a good number of them, it makes things at least a little bit better. To where you can just concentrate on trying to take her down at that point. There we go. But we're not done yet. What are you playing at? Eirin, I'll use my power to give you one more chance. If you're defeated this time, you devils, My arcane medicine and Eirin's true power. You'll never forget this. And so we have one last bonus card, the Horai Elixir. The ridiculous thing about this one is Pink managed to basically sight-read this card. She actually did a live cast of this game, and she managed to get through this card unscathed on the first attempt. It was crazy. There's various stages to this card, and you can't do any damage during it. It's much like the spell cards that Kaguya uses at the end of the main game to end the Imperishable Night. You just have to dodge everything until time runs out. Oddly, she drops point pickups for you the entire time. I'm not really sure why. I can usually get past the first parts of this card just fine. This is about where things usually go south. I've actually cleared this card before, but yeah, it is not easy. It's usually when the green bullets come out that I start having problems. Well, at least I lasted a fair amount of time there. It is doable, but very tricky. But that's the end of Stage Final A. I don't think they show the ending in practice mode, not that we'd be showing the ending anyway. Nope, it just goes directly to save replay, and we don't really need one. But anyway, those are the alternate versions of 2 of the stages we played during the main game. We're not quite done just yet, though. See you again next time with more extra footage. I hope you're enjoying, and I will see you again then. Until next time, fare thee well.